Thank you, Abraham. I want you to speak to me more of this resistance and cleaning up vibration.
This is the thing that causes you to point upstream when you don't need to. Mm-hmm. You're so interested in how you might affect everybody else in the world that you allow yourself to subject yourself to thoughts that are not good for you until they begin to feel normal. And then you say, in my next life, will I be more aware? And we say, you got guidance within you now, you got to use it, you see. And any thought that feels uncomfortable is counter to who you are and what you want. And if you could just know that and get off of it. Jerry and Esther have 4 little grandchildren, and Kate is 4. And they were playing the game where they had a little toy car and someone would hide it. And everyone else would hide their eyes. And then as those who didn't know where it was would try to find it, the one who knew where it was would give them clues. Well, you're getting warmer. You're getting warmer, meaning you're getting closer. Oh, you're getting very cold now, meaning you're very far away from it. It's a game that children can play. They get it. And it's the game of emotions. The thing that's screwy is that somehow you've forgotten that good is good. There's this stream and it's flowing and it's taking you to everything that you want. Yeah. And when you're going to everything you want, you feel good. And when you're not, you're not. That's pretty much it. And doesn't matter how long you've not been or why you've not been. The only thing that matters is you've not been. It would be like, can you imagine, Jerry and Esther are always in some place they don't know. So they walk up to someone and they say, we're lost. We want to find the Barnes & Noble bookstore. And we've been looking all up the street. And he says, oh, well, it's down there on the corner. And they say, but we're looking up here for it. And he says, well, it's down there on the corner. And they say, you don't understand, we're lost. We've looked every square inch from here 5 miles up the street. And he would say, it's down there. And they say, but we've looked everywhere. We've looked everywhere. And finally he would have to walk away because he's trying to tell you where it is, but you're insisting in doing something in the opposite direction of where it is. And we want to emphatically say to you that your emotions are giving you just that kind of a read. Negative emotion always means you're moving in opposite direction of what you want. You can't get there as long as you feel that way. You cannot get there. You've got to turn around.
Okay. Are the streams in physical and non-physical the same?
It's the same stream, and that's why it flows so powerfully. It was the intent you were born with. It's who you have become. It's the current that is you calling you.
So as I kind of release my resistance, I feel my life is kind of slowing down. I see less conflict, less...
Well, it isn't slowing down. It's like if the stream is moving and you're moving with it, it feels calm. Okay. And so calm is good. Calm is going with the flow. Not calm is clinging to the bottom and the stream's beating you up. Really not calm is frantically fighting this current, you see.
Yes.
It's like an airplane. It's high in the sky. It's going 600 miles an hour. You look out the window, all is well. Put that same airplane on the ground at 600 miles an hour, doesn't feel so well. And it's the same sort of thing. When you start going with the flow, when you start thinking about what you want and why you want it, when your expectation gets in there with your desire, now that's why we're talking all day, every day about just turning and going with the flow and letting the stream take you to all of the wonderful places that you want to go and to all of the wonderful experiences. The stream will take you. Just stop fighting the current.
I'm trying. Thank you.
You're doing very well. You're just thinking too much and not feeling enough. And all of you are that way to a degree. You've compared yourself with one another, and you have this thing where you've, in your being socialized into your environment, where other people want you to integrate and get along, you have compared your ideas with theirs so much that you've come to the conclusion that there's right and wrong, and if you're right, they've got to be wrong. This stream is so full of right stuff for so many people, and it will take you all to where you want to be. And you don't have to compare yourself with one another. Everything always works out. You never get yourself in a bind that you cannot easily get out of. We don't care if you have 15 deadly illnesses. If you can turn downstream and move toward this bright, brilliant wellness that is waiting for you, there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. But you've got to care about how you feel and use that as your criteria. Otherwise, you're all over the place. Can you imagine the navigational system in your vehicle giving you 10 different maps of where 10 different people are and 10 different maps of where 10 different people want to go and giving them to you all at once? And yet that's what you try to do. You listen to this one and 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 this one, where your own gut feeling is telling you every time which way to go. And if you've got a knot in your gut, turn the other way. When you feel relief, you're going in the right way. When the relief goes away, you're going the wrong way. When the relief comes back, you're going the right way. Just feel for that feeling of relief.
When you become aware of the interrelationship of the non-physical you and the physical you in your lifetime, will you have an automatic awareness of this interrelationship in succeeding lifetime?
Well, from your broader non-physical perspective, it never occurred to you that you wouldn't have the awareness because you know about the guidance system. In other words, the reason that you feel the emotions that you feel is because there are two vibrations going on within you that play off one another. So you all come into this physical experience knowing that the continuation of who you are must be. And we think your question is wonderful. So here I am in my physical body, and I have a sense of who I was before, but I can't really know. I don't have memory. I can't see a vision. And so I can't put any words to who I was before. And we say, well, just live some life, and if you live life in alignment with who you really are, you'll know it. And if you live life not in accordance with who you really are, you'll feel it. You say, what do you mean? We say, well, lie to someone, tell them something that you know isn't true with an intention of making their life harder, and feel how it feels. And you would say, doesn't feel so good, especially if this is a question you ask early on in life. The first lie you told, you took very hard. Not because it's so wrong to lie, that's not our point. But when you do something that you believe is inappropriate, you don't feel good. In other words, your guidance system was alive and well the moment you were born. Now, praise someone, look for some value in something, and feel the difference in the way that feels. Show yourself who you really are. And then relax in the knowing that you can't get away from who you are. You can't get away. A lot of people want to put it this way. They'll tell the story. Oh, they tell it dramatically. Abraham, they say, I was born into such a horrible environment. And I learned all the wrong things, and I lost my self-esteem, and I lost track of who I am. And we say, no, you didn't. Every negative emotion you ever felt let you know something was screwy. Every one. The only thing that ever really goes wrong is when you convince yourself that how you feel doesn't matter. And so if we were setting forth intentions for our next life and next and next and next, it would be, I always want to be sensitive to the way I feel, because that's the way I'll know whether I'm on my path or not. You will always know the way you feel. Now, your society might desensitize you to it. In other words, you might reach the place where you're willing to put up with orneriness. You might reach the place where you have so much offered to you that at one time evoked fear in you that now you're just numb to it, that you might not be totally sensitive, but you do not need to worry. You will never lose track of these 2 points of vibrational relativity between you and you. You will never lose track of that. And you sat down here, you said, Abraham, thank you. Someone else did it. You say it often, and we always want to say, don't thank us. You're doing all the work. You're born into this experience. You're out here like pioneers on the leading edge. You're sifting through the data. You're concluding the new desires. You're giving birth to the new desires, which we are turning our undivided attention to. Yes, you could thank us because we never give up on you if you want. You could thank us because we never stop knowing who you've become. You could thank us because we never stop offering the vibration and beating the drum of who you really are. But everything is about what you are doing. You're the ones exposing yourself to the contrast. You're the ones that are molding it through your solar plex. You're the one that knows what you don't want, so you know what you do want. You're the ones that are molding the clay, and now you're the ones who will feel yourself into alignment with who you really are, you see. So think about the fullness of your question. You said, Abraham, thank you, which really means Abraham, thank me. And then your question said, will I come into subsequent life experiences knowing about my guidance? And we say, you're knowing about it now. You're knowing about it now.
It took me a long time to get there.
Well, the good news about that is every time you weren't there, you wanted to be there more.
True.
And that counts for a lot. In other words, do you know that the sicker you are, the weller you want to be, and the weller the non-physical part of you is? The sickest people you know right now in their physical form are the wellest in terms of who they have become. Does that make sense to you? Because they're sick, they want to be well. They're sick, they want to be well. They're sick, they want to be well. But even further, they're sick, they want to be well, their inner being is. They're sick, they want to be well, their inner being is. They're sick, they want to be well, their inner being is. They're sick, they want to be well, their inner being is. And the sicker they are, the weller they want to be. And the weller they want to be, the faster their stream moves. And the faster their stream moves, the sicker they feel if they're not moving with their stream. Isn't that good? Don't you love putting that all together? In other words, doesn't it help you know that you can't get it wrong and you can't get it done? It's not ever going to be done. So when you say, it took me a long time, we say, maybe, but that's still an upstream thought. When you say, but I got there, we say, good for you. That's a downstream thought. But it took too damn long. That's an upstream thought. But I made it. I now get it. That's a downstream thought. But what about my next life? Upstream thought.
I'm planning.
What about my next life? And we say, just understand that you know it. Don't you love the evolution of your environment? Jerry and Esther, someone called and said, take a look at your new book. It is moving up the Amazon list. The day the book was launched, it was at like 70. It had been there for a couple of weeks. And then on the day that the book was launched, it moved up to 39 and then 38 and then 37 and then 36. They were getting hourly updates. And then it made a big jump and then it moved into slot number 3. And someone said, the other books that are around it on these bestseller lists, those people have been on television all week long. And this book, which has not been announced in any public forum, there it is, right up there in that powerful position. People are wanting this. Now, don't you think that is remarkable? The first book in first place was written about something that's going on in national politics. The first 2 books are those 2 books. And here is a book about deliberate creation that is written from the standpoint of non-physical perspective in order to help you close the gap. And it is a bestseller in the nation. And the reason that we're saying that to you is because we want you to understand that this stuff that 10 or 15 years ago was so leading edge that Jerry and Esther carried it around with Gone with the Wind covers on it. Now is out there in front of everyone. When you walk into any bookstore in the country, it's on the front table, face up. In other words, nothing that ever becomes ever slips back. So the answer to your question is, it will be much easier for the next generation and the next 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 and the next. In other words, you all have no longer forgotten your vibrational relativity between who you are and who you are. And you're blabbing it all over the place. You're telling it to your kids. Jerry and Esther get emails every day. I handed an intro tape to Bill Clinton while I was at a meeting the other day. I handed your entire set to Oprah the other day. In other words, people all over the world are handing this to people in influence influential places. None of them have to understand any of it in order for your life to be better. But the fact that everybody's talking about it and everybody's reading about it makes it logical that it will not be so hard for you to find next time.